Hi everybody, this is the Collins 12Z Remote Amplifier, and the audio that you are hearing right now is not coming from the Collins 12Z Remote Amplifier. It's coming from my terrible Canon 7D and its AGC, but we're going to do some simultaneous audio testing. For starters, we're going to use an SM58, and if you notice we have an attenuator set on -10, and we have the master gain here just up to about 32. We're dumping the audio into, there's so much power, so many decibels of power coming out of this tube amplifier that I'm routing the audio into my mixer, which you will soon hear right about almost now. And just note that I have my mixer, that slide control, all the way down to -35, so as not to overload my computer. So, alright everybody, I'm going to use this mic. So, we're now going to switch to the computer. So, let me do this so I don't blow out this needle. You'll notice if I go la, it's almost pinned. So I'm going to teach you guys some interesting things about this. This volume units here, testing 1, 2, I don't want to overload you guys, is really sensitivity. Sensitivity. So if I lower this down, then I can talk right into the mic, probably blow out the my computer with all that extra gain. But you'll notice now I've weakened the sensitivity to the needle. And testing 1, 2, testing 1, 2, testing. See, we don't want to hurt that needle, so we could just leave it off or leave it there. Now, one thing you'll notice, meter, A, VUB. This is an old remnant. Unless you use the batteries that this comes with, you don't need that. The filament, again, is a remnant if you're using the batteries, which this comes with, which you don't. It's a plug-in, has a 3-prong cord, so you just leave that on high. It doesn't even matter. On-off switch, the AC reset, again, is part of the battery functions, so you just go off and go straight to on. And what I'm doing now is program monitor. This is really a headphone, and I'm just using this as a line out. So you could use this as a line out, and this line monitor here, you can actually plug in a headphone here, but it won't be active unless you unless you turn this output from line 1 to 2, and it'll actually activate this port, and it'll activate the outputs on the back of this unit. So you could just keep it on for now if you're doing what I'm doing on line 0. I actually have my headphones going through the computer. So you'll notice I'm actually plugged into channel 2 at the moment, and I have 1 off, 3 off, 4 off, and I'm only up to 32 over there. But trust me when I tell you I have, just to get the right balance because it was overloading my computer, I have the gain or the slide control on my mixer all the way down to the floor on -35. So I'm speaking to you on this SM58. So I'm going to switch microphones real quick to this boom microphone that I put behind me and almost couldn't find it. This guy. This is a cheap Asden SMD 2X. I'm going to show you 2 interesting things on this. Let me switch microphones, but let me shut the power of this off before I switch, before people go, don't do that while it's on, you'll hurt it. So I'm going to shut it off. Alright, this is a hotter mic, so I don't want to, hello, testing 1, 2, testing. Okay, so, let me take a quick look at this mic first. Alright, right now we're in bass roll-off mode on this microphone, so if I sound tinny, it's on purpose. Let me switch it to non-bass roll-off. Alright everybody, so you should notice now there's a difference in the fatness and the bass. This Collins 12Z remote amplifier has no problems pushing bass, but I don't know how pleasurable it is. So let me just take it to bass roll-off. Okay, everybody, bass roll-off. And if I had more microphones, I could continue to test. If you do hear cars driving by, this little place I'm in is right on a corner of a heavily used street, so you might hear some cars driving by. This is a very hot microphone, and let me do some other thing. I'm going to take the attenuation to -10 to -20. All right, I might actually sound better now. This has been attenuated to -20 dB. I'll make this more sensitive. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. That's all this volume unit thing does, is mess with the sensitivity of the needle. It really doesn't have anything to do with your volume units. So testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. This should make an interesting video. I hope you like it. And again, let's see something. Yeah, I'm on -20 dB, but I don't have to worry about the tone of my voice, and I'm speaking right into this thing, like right in. That's where my mouth is, right there. But this thing has a lot of... Oh, one reason that I'm speaking on the channel 2 as opposed to 1 or 3 or 4 is channel 2 seems to have the most bodacious audio. In other words, what I mean by that is this has the loudest audio. Then channel 1 seems to have about 98% loudness compared to channel 2. And then because this is a vintage item, you'll realize that it's not perfect. Channel 3 and 4 seem to drop off. I don't have the technical skill or the capability to go in here and figure out why channel 3 there's less volume or there's less volume on 4. One of these two has much less volume than the other one. But one of these two drops off after the 2 and 1, and then one of them really drops off. But they're not dead channels. One's just much lower, and one is much lower. I mean, you can crank it up and you can hear yourself, but channel 2 and 1 have the most bodacious, beating out every other channel. Here is channel 2, and that's why I'm leaving it on 2 for my test. You'll also notice that there's no 60 cycle hum. There is a new capacitor in here, a CAN capacitor, and what the prior owner did was the CAN capacitor actually goes 1/8 of an inch, or maybe even about 1/8 of an inch higher than this top was able to mount. So I guess he couldn't find a 2-inch CAN. So he mounted, this top is really put on top of a component that's should be a hair lower. If you notice, there's a rim over here which is not exactly stuffed in like over here. This fits nice and flush, and then all of a sudden you notice it goes high. Guess what? There's a CAN capacitor right there. I mean, the only thing you can do is pop it out and put in a shorter one if you find one. I just didn't feel like doing that. This suited my needs, and I didn't feel like digging into this, but there's definitely no 60 cycle hum. This sounds like a brand new instrument. It's an amazing device. The sound is really good. And I'm going to switch back and talk on the SM58 for a second. I'm going to shut this off. Testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3, testing. Here it goes. We're back online. So now I have but here's what I did. I switched to the SM58. Here it is. Except while I switched it, I switch the attenuation to -10 dB because this is not as hot of a mic. This is the 12Z-2, and this is a 50 ohm device. This is meant for ribbon microphones. That's why I have mega gain with these microphones that I'm using. This has over 90 decibels of tube gain, and this is a very impressive device. And if you have a ribbon microphone like the old RCAs, this is like a 1948, 1947, or 1940. Actually, I think this is a 1946 model. It's the 12Z-2 Collins device. It's really cool. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed everything, and hope I didn't talk too long. Did some audio tests, and let's lower this. We'll bring that back up. I'm afraid to do that with this because I have everything set. I don't want to hurt my computer, but enjoy, everybody. Testing 1 2 3. Look at that needle bounce. Have fun. Have a great day. And this is for sale. That's right. It's totally for sale. This could be yours, guys. So have fun. Enjoy. Goodbye.